Hey guys, welcome back. So this week we're going to be talking about general information on sexual assault. How to be a friend if your friend comes to you and tells you that they've been assaulted, what to do, kind of what your options are, and we're just going to go over some basic definitions so you're a little bit more educated on the topic. So most of the information I'm going to be giving you guys today has been taken from the Rape, Abused, Incest National Network. This is RAINN, RAINN.org. I highly suggest if you're interested in learning more about sexual assault, have questions, to check out this website. I'm also going to be referring to some state laws, and because I live and work in Alabama, that's what I'm going to kind of be referring to and give examples of. If you're interested in laws for your state, I suggest going on the RAINN website again because they really kind of break it down by state and what is like the legal standards. The definition of sexual assault is sexual contact or behavior without explicit consent of a victim. Some examples of this include forcing someone to perform oral sex, rape or attempted rape, or just fondling or unwanted sexual touching. Next, we're going to define sexual harassment. So this is including unwelcome sexual advances, jokes, requests for sexual favors, and this is typically in like a work or school environment. When discussing rape, it's really important to understand that all rape is sexual assault, but not all sexual assault is rape. So for something to be defined as rape, there must be penetration. And I know a lot of people kind of have misconceptions about this and think, oh, it's only rape if it was like penis and vagina. No, any kind of penetration digitally by a foreign object, anything like that is considered rape. Next definition we're going to be going over is statutory rape. So in each state, this is kind of defined differently, but it's basically having sex with someone who is not at a legal age to consent. So in some states this is 16, some states this is 14. You're just gonna have to look up your own state and realize what age it is that they're considered able to consent for sex. Another term is DFSA. This is drug facilitated sexual assault. This is instances of sexual assault that were aided by the use of drugs or alcohol. So this isn't just drugging or roofing someone, which we all kind of know, but this is also encouraging someone to keep drinking when you know they've had a lot. Just using alcohol or drugs to your advantage to kind of basically disable your victim and make it easier for you to perform the sexual assault. It's also important when thinking about rape, you understand this idea of statute of limitations. So a statute of limitations is the amount of time you have after a crime occurs to report the crime and do something about it. Now this again is one of those that varies for each state, but thankfully in Alabama there's no statute of limitations for rape cases. Something very, very, very important that a lot of people kind of don't really realize is that you can have a rape kit done without reporting it to the police. The police do not have to get involved immediately, and you can go and have a rape kit done and not have any police involvement. So if you go to the hospital and request a Jane Doe Kit, this means that they will hold it for a certain amount of time where you can kind of like make up your mind. So I know in the hospital that we use, this is 90 days. So a lot of times, you know, the victim that night is not gonna be thinking clearly, not gonna wanna know what to do. So this kind of gives them some time to be able to change their mind, decide if they wanna do something or not. So if you are scared to not go get a kit done because you're not sure if you want police involved, that's okay. It's okay to go ahead and get one done, and then worst case scenario, you don't do anything with it. It's better to have that evidence because there's only a certain amount of time that you can get it and then do nothing with it than to think back and go, wow, I wish I had gotten a kit done. It can be really scary walking into a hospital or not knowing what to do after you've been sexually assaulted. I want to encourage everyone out there that they have the option to have a rape kit done. I'm going to kind of briefly go over what will occur when you have a rape kit done so it's a little bit less scary if you have found yourself in this situation. There's really two parts to a rape kit. One includes questions about the assault, about you, about your history, and they kind of can be personal and intimate. The second part of this exam is the physical exam. So this is where you're looked over head to toe. They kind of look for abrasions, bruises, any sort of sign that you have been physically injured, and also getting any samples of fluids. This can include semen, this can include saliva, anything like that on your body. Once you've finished answering the questions and performing the physical exam, you will be given prophylactics and the morning after pill if you so consent. These are just options to give you in case you are worried about STIs that are preventable or pregnancy. It's also important to know that every state has a limit on how long they will do a rape kit after a sexual assault. In Alabama, that limit is 72 hours. So you have 3 days after a sexual assault to go and get a rape kit done. So kind of like I mentioned earlier, it would be better to have one done and not do anything with it than to go back and think, wow, I wish I'd gotten a kit done. It's also really important to know that before you go to the hospital after being sexually assaulted, do not eat, do not drink, do not brush your teeth, do not shower, and please bring the clothes that you've been sexually assaulted in to the hospital because these can be used as part of the rape kit. You just want to be able to kind of preserve as much DNA as possible. Lastly, we're going to be talking about how to be a friend. So if you have a friend who comes to you and tells you that they've been sexually assaulted, they've experienced any intimate partner violence, it is so important that you believe them. This is the #1 best thing that you can do for them, because if you don't believe them, there's a really good chance that they may not tell anyone else because they're afraid that they won't be believed. It's also important to realize that everyone has different reactions to situations. I know we kind of want to think of someone who's been raped as being hysterical, not knowing what to do, just sobbing uncontrollably. Oftentimes this is not the reaction. People naturally just kind of want to go back to their normal because it kind of makes them feel normal. Everyone reacts differently, and some people will be completely inconsolable, but it's so important that you understand that just because your friend is not acting how you think a rape victim should act doesn't mean they're not a rape victim. It really just means that this is how they are coping with this situation. So do not use that as a parameter or any kind of guidance to decide if they've been raped or not. Just believe them. Huge thing that you can do for your friend is to be able to let them make their own decisions. When they were raped, when they were sexually assaulted, all of their power was taken from them. Their perpetrator took that. So as a friend, you can give that back to them. You can allow them to make the decisions they want. I know a lot of times in like domestic violence or dating violence situations, we want to be like, well, why aren't you leaving now? You need to go. This is what I would do. But it may not be how they want to handle it. You have to let them make that decision in their own time. And the best thing that you can do is just be there for them throughout the decision. I'm going to be putting some local resources for anyone in like the Auburn area, Lee County, Tallapoosa, Macon, Chambers. I'll put our information, the Auburn University and Southern Union information. But if anyone else needs resources out there, please feel free to reach out. Give us a call, give us an email. We are more than happy to provide resources for your particular area. We just want you guys to be able to be as knowledgeable as possible, because the more knowledge there is, the less scary it can seem, and the more we can kind of increase these instances of reporting. If you have any more questions about what we discussed today, please leave them in the comment box below and I'll be looking at them and answering. Thank you guys so much for watching.